Should you take your CPP early to invest it? We get this question all the time, so I figured, you know what? Why don't we make a video on it to find out? I'm Mark Sabin from TransCanada Wealth Management. Let's dig into it. All right, so for today's example, we're going to follow along with Mr. CPP. He just turned 60 on January 1st of 2023, and he's eligible for the maximum CPP payout at 60, which is $836 per month. On an annual basis, that's just over $10,000 per year. So what we want to do in today's video is compare what would happen if he took his CPP at 60 and invested it compared to waiting until he was 65. Now, had he waited till he was 65, the maximum today is just over $1,300 per month, or on a yearly basis, just over $15,600 per year. So had he started his CPP at 60, just go through the report here. Again, he turned 60 on January 1st of 2023. So his first payment is only starting in February of this year. So for 2023, he's only getting payments from February till the end of December. That's why it's not over $10,000, just a slight under it, just because he's missing one payment. And then we see in 2024, it goes back up to over 10 grand. Now, we also need to take into consideration inflation. So we have inflation at 3% in this plan, which means that his CPP payments will also increase by 3% every year. Now, he also has a defined benefit pension plan that's going to pay him $4,000 per month or $48,000 per year. And that is also indexed to inflation. So we see that increasing for 2024 as well. Now, as far as saving his CPP payments, you see here it's $7,356 that he's going to put into his tax-free savings account. But his CPP is just over $9,000. So why are we not saving the entire amount? Now, when you choose to start your CPP, you can elect how much tax they withhold. So you can actually tell them to hold zero tax, so you get the full amount. But come tax time, you're still going to have to pay that tax on that income. So what we did is his total income coming in is just over $57,000. And on that income, he has to pay taxes of just over $11,500. So that's an average tax rate of about 20%. So if we withhold 20% tax on his CPP, this is the amount that's remaining that he can invest into his TFSA. And we see the following year, that number goes up. Again, he's getting CPP for the full year now, so he's able to save more into that tax-free savings account. So let's say that we do that for 5 years. Again, CPP is going up every year with inflation, so is his pension, and so is the amount that he's saving in his tax-free savings account. So after 5 years, he's saved just under $42,000. And let's say that we assume that that TFSA has grown by 5% per year. Now it's worth just over $48,000 per year. However, had he started his CPP at 65, he would be getting $19,840 at 65. Now, if you go back a minute here, I told you that the maximum someone could get at 65 is $1,300 per month, just over that. On an annual basis, it's just over $15,600 per year. But we also have to factor in inflation on that amount as well. So had he waited to 65, he would get the benefit of inflation. So he's getting, again, just over $19,840. And then we see that going up every year as well. So if we compare the two, okay, so on the right-hand side here, we have the CPP at 65. So again, $19,840. At 60, and again, by the time he's 65, it's only $11,633. Now, in both scenarios, he's receiving the same OAS. So he started that at 65 as well. And his pension is the same amount. So nothing has changed there. But at 65, after factoring taxes, his surplus expenses, which is essentially the money that he has left to spend on his day-to-day life, is $63,809. Now, if we go back to his CPP at 60, again, he's getting less CPP, pension and OAS is the same. To be able to spend the same amount of money, he's going to have to withdraw $5,294 out of his TFSA. And again, after taxes, he's going to be able to spend the same $63,809 that he would be able to spend had he waited to, again, age 65 to start his CPP. So every year, there's a withdrawal coming out of his TFSA to kind of match what he would have gotten had he waited to 65. So how long is that money going to last? Assuming, again, a rate of 5% on his investment. So let's see. So here's 2032. So he's 69 at that point, all the way to 2039. Again, his CPP is going up every year with inflation. Old age security, same thing. Pension, same idea as well. And here are the withdrawals from his tax-free savings account. So they're coming out every year until eventually at age 75, there's no more money left in his tax-free savings account. So does that mean that he was better off waiting until 65 to start his CPP? Well, not necessarily. So had he passed away before this time, there'd be money in his TFSA that he could still pass on to his kids. Another reason that you might want to take it early and invest the funds is if you wait, and the amount from CPP is obviously going to be higher, but if that higher amount is going to push you over the old age security clawback, you might want to factor that in as well. Additionally, if you're married, you also have to factor in the survivor benefit if something happens to one of you. So that gets a little bit more complicated. We did do a video on this, you can check out on the link above, or it'll also be in the description below, but that's important to factor in as well. So you might be saying, you know what, Mark, I'm a better investor in that. I can make more than 5%. I'm going to make 8% per year. So let's compare and see what that would, how long that money would last if you made 8% per year instead. Let's just update that. So at 8% per year, again, we're looking at these TFSA withdrawals here. So at age 76, there's still money in the account. And let's keep going. And that money would last until age 77. And then at 78, there's no money left in that TFSA. So the difference between a 5% rate of return and an 8% rate of return is a few years. It's not going to make that money last until, let's say, age 90. So if you're curious and just want to know how much do I have to earn for that money to last until I'm 90, well, I went ahead and did the math. And to have that money last until you're 90, you need to average 12.25% in your TFSA every year, no negative years, straight line until you're 90. And then that TFSA money is going to last until that point. So there's still $10,000 left at age 90. So should you take your CPP early to invest it? That's up to you. Here's some data that you can use to make your decision. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hit that like button and the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.